We are joined by two of Universal's creative team to talk about the recently opened Universal Beijing. This is episode 481 of the unofficial Universal Orlando podcast. Hey everyone, welcome back. It is me, your host, Tracy. We've got a great show tonight, some special guests. But first of all, I need Lee.
I'm actually very excited to talk about a park I'll probably never visit, but okay. Hello, everyone.
Yeah, I would have done.
Hi.
We have Chris.
Am I special?
You're
Always.
always special.
Oh, hi.
You're the specialist. Not the specialist. Specialist.
It might be the specialist.
Might be. Never know. And joining us, we have the lovely Mr. and Mrs., which I love this fact. The lovely Mr. and Mrs. Kathrynn Digenova. We have the lovely Andrew. Oh, you're getting your Sunday name. Andy and Kathrynn Digenova. Welcome, guys. It's so good to have you on.
Thanks. So formal.
I know.
You said you probably will never visit Universal Beijing, but fret not. Between Kathrynn and myself, we spent enough time there to cover all of you. We went there enough for all of us.
Yep.
Don't worry.
Good.
Good. Now, Lee says he's not going. I am.
Okay,
Oh, good.
As
I
well
have-
you should.
I have plans.
And to be fair, when she says that, she's not joking.
Nope.
You should go. It is
I am.
quite incredible.
Yeah, let's align schechules. We'll give you a tour.
Yeah.
That
Hey,
sounds
that's not
awesome.
fair. No, I don't.
No,
Chris,
you said you're
Chris,
not going now too late.
I'm not liking this
Tracy,
now.
can I come?
Because Ken, you're the specialist.
Oh, that's right. I am a specialist.
Just trade one bald host for another.
It's literally an even exchange. You're right.
Well, you know, I can never tell them apart anyway, so...
You can't tell me and Chris apart. Is that what you're saying? Right.
Okay, so before we get started talking about Universal's newest awesome theme park, we actually wanted to address something that we never have before. Bearing in mind, we've had a lot of the current and former creative team on the podcast. Andy Kathrynn, what actually is Universal Creative?
That's a very good question.
It is, isn't it?
I wonder where that came from.
Yes. Well, what we do, we work for Universal Creative, which is the division of Universal Parks and Resorts that develops new attractions, shows, and parks.
Yeah,
They cover it.
that is
that it?
accurate. Yeah, we're the creative and design and construction arm of Universal Parks and Resorts that builds new, large, big projects like that. But I thought it was worth mentioning, like, because I've seen a lot of it, especially since we've been in this industry, where a lot of folks don't know the difference between Universal Creative and Universal Art and Design.
Mm-hmm.
So that is a distinction that is worth noting. So yeah, Universal Creative, we're working on a new attraction, a new park, something like that. And Universal Art and Design is the design firm that is stationed within the park, and they design and build the events, things like Halloween Horror Nights
Okay.
and Mardi Gras and holidays. So we've had things where we talk to theme park fans and they go, "Oh my God, Universal Creative, you did a great job on Halloween Horror Nights." And we're like, "No, we can't take credit for that."
It's
That is-
awesome, but it's not us.
yeah, we agree. It's
Right.
fantastic, but that is art and design.
Yeah.
And just like, Universal Creative, we did Universal Beijing Resort. So
Yeah.
it's there is a difference. There are two different departments. But yeah, so I wanted to clear that up too.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
actually feel embarrassed that I didn't know that.
The
It's
more
all right.
you know, we're here to
The
teach.
more you know,
We're here
yeah.
to
Yeah, I
enlighten.
kind of assumed that they were both sort of like part of the creative and art and design were just like art and design was a branch of creative.
No, so every park actually has, it's called something different in every park. For USH, it's called entertainment production, but it's a similar sort of thing that art design is. And then Universal Studios Japan has a department that does that. Beijing is developing a department that does that.
They will.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, they're getting there. So Universal Creative oversees UPR. So we're over every park, every new development kind of thing.
Yeah, and we certainly partner with art
Oh, yeah.
design or with
Right.
the entertainment
Yeah, of
teams. If there's something in a larger project where we're like, hey, we need their assistance with something. There's that, but they are two separate departments.
Right. Because isn't the sort of the home for creative now is Orlando, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
Yep.
I did know
We
that.
moved here and everything.
Yep, we live here now. From Beijing to Orlando.
Welcome
What a journey.
home.
Ah,
Thank you, Magdoll. We missed you.
cool, yeah,
well, thanks
good.
for
Like I say,
explaining
because
that.
we've talked about Universal Creative on the show so much. Like I said, we've interviewed tons of people who've worked for Universal and who are currently at Universal, and I've always assumed that you talk to those people who create whoever, whatever it might be, that's just creative. Because you look at Imagineers and you think Imagineers are the Disney equivalent, but like someone who is an Imagineer isn't the same as someone who is like an artist or whatever. So you just assume that it's all under one umbrella of Universal Creative. But obviously not.
Yeah.
No, we
It's
know.
a common misconception, which is why we thought it was worth mentioning.
Yeah.
For definite, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Educating as well as entertaining.
Well, we hope we're
That's what we're
entertaining.
here
Well,
for.
yes. We're definitely educating at the moment. I don't know about the rest of it.
Also, them, I don't really know. Okay, so Universal Beijing Resort grand opened on September the 20th this year.
Like a year later than it was supposed to.
Yeah. And Andy and Kathryn had the pleasure of working on it, which is awesome. I tell all my friends,
Yeah, it's
my
pretty
friends
cool,
worked
isn't it?
on that.
Yeah, it is pretty awesome.
So it's bragging rights, you know.
We did all the best things about that park. Was totally us.
Well, when I tell a story, it was only the two of you. You did everything from the ground
Oh,
up.
Oh my God!
So it's just your
You
part.
broke ground, everything.
Yeah.
One hammer between us.
Yeah.
And a
saw.
shovel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was many of us out there. So there
Yes,
was,
yeah,
Course
it is.
it was.
It is worth noting. We are happy to talk you through the entire park and the amazing things in it. And before we started recording, you said it's gorgeous. We agree, it is gorgeous.
It
And
is beautiful.
that's not just because we spent 2 years of our lives there, but. We'll talk about what we specifically managed and what we dealt with,
Yes,
but huge shout out before we even get started to the amazing team of people
Yeah.
who brought all the other lands to life, the attractions, the facility, the restaurants, the area development, every piece of this park, so much blood, sweat, and tears went into it from so many incredibly talented, dedicated people. And I want to make sure we give the,
Absolutely.
credit where credit's due.
where credit is due.
Yeah.
Because so many people, went out there for a couple of years, just like us, and did some amazing work. And so there is enough credit to go around.
And look, let's be honest, during a pandemic as well, it's
Yeah.
hard enough as it is.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. I mean, we spent the last year of construction because of the pandemic. We could not leave China for about an entire year, which none of us had planned on when we moved there. So, I mean, we worked with some of the best people in our industry, and they're like family to us now because we had a year of holidays and birthdays and engagements and all sorts of things to celebrate together. So it was a really interesting experience that culminated in this park for everyone to see.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. We are going to go through this land by land and
Great.
discuss them and get for everybody get Andy and Kathryn's thoughts and insights on them, if that's okay with you guys.
Yeah.
If not, see you later. Bye.
Yeah.
For us, it'll be like a little walk down memory lane.
Yeah.
We've been gone almost 6 months now. So
That's
I've actually gotten to the point where I kind of miss it.
Yeah.
I know.
We were ready to come home, but now I'm like,
Yeah.
I could take another stroll around the park.
Yeah. Oh.
I could have that dessert at Hammond's.
Oh,
That would be great.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah.
I don't know if
get
it's
that.
out there, but we can tell you about it.
Yeah.
I have photos. I haven't posted them because I always get worried.
Oh, I saw someone post one the other day that had been to Beijing. So it's
Okay.
out in the world.
Good.
Yeah.
Now I just have to find out how to find it here.
Oh, no. Right, before we do get started, though, we want to give a big shout out to Disney Parks Addict on YouTube because his videos are the ones that we watched in prep for this episode, and they were great.
Oh, good.
Yes.
The irony.
I hope you had,
Yeah,
I hope you had
Yes.
amazing things to say about Waterworld and Sing.
Right. Well, first up, we are entering the resort through the hotel, and the
Yes.
first land we hit is Hollywood Boulevard.
So this is the first Universal park to put the hotel at the entrance this way and make it that threshold or that transition into the park itself. But I gotta say, before we even get to the park, the Universal Grand Hotel,
It's beautiful.
It's beautiful. It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's very much golden age of Hollywood, but still with a modern twist. And it really embraces the Universal part of the title. It's really great. We got to stay there for a couple of nights, which
2
was
nighs.
so so generous of the company that the hotel was ready early enough that we were able to do that.
It was fun.
And it was so fun. And to be able to stay in the hotel and like look right out into the park or we were able to, we had, some drinks with some colleagues, and the balcony literally is just a balcony into Hollywood.
Nice.
So like into the park. And the hotel's amazing. So if you're going.
Great breakfast buffet.
Oh, and a good breakfast buffet.
Oh,
True
yeah.
breakfast
True.
buffet.
Uh-huh.
I'm all about a breakfast buffet, so yes.
Oh yeah. Yeah. It was really cute. Even the kids area, the kids room is like a tiny theater, and
Oh.
it's really cool.
Yeah, it's really
It's a
cute.
great hotel.
Well, when we stayed there, I had to go do some work like at the crack of dawn. So I like got up super early, went out into the park, did my work, and still walked all the way back to the hotel just so I could have the breakfast buffet with Kathryn.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, I love that Universal, like they've done it very much in Orlando, that they haven't gone down that, I'm going to slag Disney off now, they haven't gone down that tacky route of doing tacky hotels. They've done
Yeah.
Cabana Bay and Sapphire Falls and Aventura and even Surfside and Dockside with a theme, but it's not tacky and it's timeless.
Yeah.
And then even when
Yeah.
you step up into those higher ones, like the Grand Hotel at Beijing, like Royal Pacific, like Hard Rock, that you can see that extra level of quality, but it still feels like a Universal hotel.
Yeah. It's beautiful.
Compared to like some of the other hotels we got down here, where is it like on the size?
That's a good question.
Ooh, I mean, it is very sizable, but the way it is laid out is to get as many park-facing rooms as humanly possible. So it's sort of a big horseshoe, because that way as much of it can face into the park as you can. But yeah, I mean, I would think it was something along the size of a Portofino.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So I'm going to
And
say,
if you don't, if you're not staying on the Parkview side, you're staying on the City Walk side, you still have a pretty lovely view of the Globe and
Nice.
and City Walk.
Yeah.
please don't feel like you have to comment on this because I know you shouldn't, but I feel like this is going to be very similar to but the other way around from what we've seen from the concept art, but what Epic Universe kind of looks like with that hotel at the back rather than at the front. And let's move on.
Oh, okay.
I was literally going to go, man, I wish we get one of these down here.
It certainly seems possible.
But like Hollywood Boulevard just looks like it's just that entrance into the park, isn't it? It looks pretty much like Hollywood in USF, to be fair.
Yeah.
But
It's relatively similar. It's kind of like a combination of USF and Japan.
Yeah.
It's very similar to USJ's opening atrium, the covered atrium.
Yes.
Yeah.
But kind of without the offshoot, I think. That
Yeah,
Japan has.
the layout is very unique. The facades are, they harken back to a lot of the other Universal parks where there are Hollywood sections. So you've got Schwab's
The
and
dark room,
dark room,
Fantasias.
exactly. So all those classic Hollywood facades, but they're arranged in a very different way. And then the way it's laid out, it's less like one continuous street. Is you have sort of the main Hollywood Boulevard, and then it flays out at the end, and they call it the martini glass because it's shaped like a martini glass.
Okay,
and so Hollywood really just continues on both sides, both to the left and to the right, as you start heading more towards the themed land, which is pretty unique to this park.
And it gives an incredible panoramic view of the park that I feel like that as definitely USF doesn't really have, is like one place to stand where you see everything at once in this like lovely kind of picture perfect backdrop. I think it's a really nice spot.
Yeah.
So nice we put some shows right there.
Yeah. Well, that's the nice thing is you get to the end of Hollywood, there's an attraction on the left and an attraction on the right, both within Hollywood before you get to some of the other themed lands.
And Sunset Grill, which is right off of the lagoon. And you've got great views of the other lands that are off of that lagoon from that restaurant.
Yeah, that's the fancy full service
Which we got to
Hollywood
eat at.
themed one. We did get to eat there.
Okay.
I also remember one of the first producers meetings we had. We went and we had a meeting on the construction site on the balcony of the Sunset Grill, but it's when everything was very early in construction and just so we could get a panorama of the entire park and envision what it might look like 2 years later. But I remember standing up there freezing in the winter. there. So yeah.
And we all stood there saying, just a year or so from now, we're going to be looking
year and
at
a half.
finished
This is
theme
going to
park.
look like a theme park.
Wow.
So the two attractions on Hollywood are what? Lights, I don't need to say lights, motors, action. That's a completely different
Yeah.
theme park.
It's close, but yeah,
Yeah,
it's lights, cameras, action.
And what's the other one?
The other one is the
Universal Majestic Theater.
Yes.
Which is where Untrainable, the show, the How to Train Your Dragon
Which
show
looks
is.
That
amazing,
was
by the
so
way.
good.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
And we have to give the props to, because I mean we've both worked on quite a few shows and we were part of shows teams out in Beijing, but the team that worked on that, it was a tireless effort.
Yeah,
and
it was a lot of work, and it was the first of its kind show, which comes with its own challenges. And you know, big shout out to our friend Brittany, who was one of the producers on there.
She's fantastic.
She worked her butt off, and that show has been a huge hit. So, and Lights, Cameras, Action, that's an attraction that is from Singapore.
With a little bit of adjustment.
But yes, it's they certainly changed it to make it Beijing, but it is a similar attraction from what's at Universal Studios Singapore.
It looks so cool.
Yeah.
That ride.
Because
That
it's just
attraction.
that it harkens back to old school Universal
Yeah.
Universal Studios
Yeah.
Florida. Yeah.
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 Earthquake.
The shows,
Yeah, for sure.
the shows in Beijing look awesome. Like, look, I will say now, I would love to see that How to Train Your Dragon show.
Yeah.
Epic
yeah.
Universe, please. Yes, please. That would be
Yeah.
nice. We said there's not enough sit down shows in Orlando because you need that. I think we've said it a ton of times on the podcast that as people who go to the theme parks and spend a lot of time there, you need, or not necessarily need, but you always want somewhere to be able to take the weight off your feet but be entertained at the same time. And a lot of the shows in Orlando are stand-up shows now. You look at like the stuff in the Wizarding World, or like the Beat Builders, or Sing, or Sing It, sorry, or like Marilyn and the Diamond Bellas. They're all sort of street performances. The only real sit-down shows you've got now are animal actors and horror makeup on Bourne, I suppose, and they're
Bourne,
not
yeah.
massive theatres either. So they could do with more shows. And looking at the standard of the shows in Beijing, yes, please.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Without
I
a
think
doubt.
we had this unique opportunity in Beijing to take our entertainment as a company to another level. And I think that was definitely proven. Well, it's been proven for years with Waterworld, but I think it was definitely proven with Untrainable and Sing. And, you know, we do have those atmosphere shows too, but yeah, I think there was much more effort in the design for Beijing's shows to
Is that a cultural thing
create
then?
those spectacles. No, I don't think so. Because I think it was just we've heard for a long time that same sentiment that you said, Lee, is that there's not that many kind of sit down shows, but there's an appetite for it as a theme park audience, right? Like you want that opportunity to sit down, be entertained and immersed fully in something. And I think that we've moved forward with Beijing and creating some great opportunities for that.
And I think that, you know, and this could apply to the whole park, is that, you know, what we tried to do with the park is we took the best of Universal, what's worked in the past, and tried to make it even better, and then look for opportunities to do something new and exciting. So if you look at the shows that we're talking about, that's sort of a great snapshot of that. You've got Waterworld. It's tried and true. This is the fourth one we built because it's always a hit. You've got something like Sing that was just recently a big hit in Japan. And so it's, hey, let's bring that to Beijing as well. And then you've got a first of its kind show like Untrainable that can move the needle, do something brand new and exciting to, you know, take that next step forward. So it's sort of the best of all worlds. And I think that you see that throughout the park, because you see some tried and true classics, you see something that are more recent classics, and then you've got some brand new stuff as well.
Yeah. And if anyone wants a laugh, by the way, go on the Universal Beijing website and translate it into English. It's hilarious. Lights, camera, start shooting is brilliant. But when we get onto one of the next lands, the
This next one
translation of
looks, it's the best.
that was hilarious.
There was a whole effort of translation, back
We
translation.
did so much of that too.
Oh,
like
gosh.
we would write it in English, they would translate it into Chinese, then we'd get the back translation and we're like, no, and then we'd have to fix the English again. And
Yeah.
it was an ongoing thing.
And so there are just some words that there's not a Chinese equivalent. And so the name of the show changes. There's an atmosphere show in Hollywood called Jump Dance Surprise that I worked on as it's more of a flash mob bit.
Okay.
And Jump Dance Surprise is the name of the show in English, but if you were to read it in Chinese, it's called Dance Out My Surprise.
Oh,
Which I was like, okay, well, great.
Kind of
Maybe
works.
that works.
Yeah.
Not to jump ahead, but with Waterworld, we do the whole show in Mandarin, so we had to translate the whole show, and there are certain just turns of phrase, that don't translate, right?
Yeah.
So in Waterworld in English, there's a point where the deacon stabs the mariner's leg, and he says, "You don't have a leg to stand on." But that's a phrase that doesn't exist in China. The Chinese audience wouldn't get that.
Right.
So the translation is, "Your legs are made of tofu." And it was one of those things where I was like, asking the Chinese colleagues, "Are you sure that works? Are you sure that makes sense?" And they're like, "Yeah, it's fine." I'm like, "Okay, I'm gonna have to take your word for it."
Yeah.
this will kill out there. No worries.
Yeah.
All right.
The audiences laughed.
All right. Well, as Lee was saying, right, one of the ones coming up now. The next up, if we're moving clockwise, we have Minion Land,
Yeah.
or as the Beijing website translated into English as Little Yellow Man Paradise.
Yes.
I want it to be
Xiaohongren.
called
It's
that.
amazing.
It's amazing.
I love that.
Yes. There is not a word for minion in Chinese, so they refer to the minions as little yellow men or Xiaohongren. And everything in that land. So this is a land that I worked with, a great creative team. I was responsible for the Sing attraction, atmosphere shows in that land, and then because I was part of that land's team, I picked up a couple small pieces of work here and there as we were in Beijing, but
A window full of books.
and a few other things. And anywhere we wrote minion in the land, which is considerably, it's everywhere. It says little yellow man. So I too am very tickled by that translation.
So jumping in, that Sing show blew my mind.
Yes.
Right?
Thanks.
So we watched it, and I was like, I'm kind of expecting a very screen heavy show, and so the curtain opens, and down comes the little. We haven't seen the films yet.
Not
I
little.
really want to watch it, but the koala
Buster
thing,
Moon.
yeah,
Yes.
And I'm like, okay, animatronic. And then the curtain opens, and the gorilla dude comes out, and it's like a guy dressed like, and I'm like, okay. And then
Singing live.
I was
Yeah.
like, this
Oh,
is.
really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it's and then more animatronics up on the balconies. I'm like, this is far beyond what I expected.
More live actors.
So
More live
good.
actors, more live singing.
Yeah.
With pretty awesome costumes. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna lie.
Yeah.
Yes,
The energy was amazing.
so good.
Desperate
But
to
do you
see
know?
that.
But do you know what the best part is?
Oh gosh.
The best part are the squids.
The squids.
The squids. The best part.
Okay.
Those were my
Singing
babies.
squids.
Okay.
They're like, what are they talking about? You
Yeah.
can tell
So,
them about your babies.
I'll tell you about my babies. So Sing, I think Andy mentioned that Sing opened in Japan, and was very successful in Japan. And then we had it in the program for Beijing when that was being developed, but because we kind of had a little bit of time and there were some learnings from Japan, we were able to make some upgrades for the version in Beijing. And primarily our upgrades were, we upgraded the costumes and we upgraded the final lighting kind of exciting finale portion. So in Universal Studios Japan, at the very end, when they all come together to sing Faith, there's these kind of big light balls that come from the ceiling and sort of move up and down.
Right.
But if you're familiar with the film
Which we're not.
and you're
Sorry.
familiar, and
Which they're not.
yeah, which I know you guys aren't.
We did our
But if
homework.
somebody else is familiar with the film, there's a great part of the film where the squids, their bioluminescence lights up the theater and creates something really neat.
Oh, cool.
And so at the end of the show in Sing, the power has gone out and Buster is scrambling to try to keep the show going, and the squids come to save the day, and they light up the whole theater for Faith. And at the very end of the show, they all come down from the ceiling and they dance and turn colors. And those were I will say those were my big project with the show, because I came in and I came about 2 years into the end of the show, the end of the project. And my very first day, somebody's like, we got to upgrade the costumes and we got to find a way to put the squids in the show. And so I was like, okay, challenge accepted.
Yeah.
So those, and they've gotten a couple shout outs and reviews and Chinese blogs and Weibo and things like that. And because they're super cute.
They're so good.
They're so cute.
I mean, honestly, it's an enhancement that truly enhances the show.
It's true.
And
so
yes,
cool.
Kathrynn was known as the mother of squids.
Well, it's one of those things in our industry. It's like when your name gets associated to an element, you live and die by how well it does. And so for 2 years, everybody referred to them as Kathrynn Squids and Kathrynn Squids. And when are we going to see Kathrynn Squids? And I was like, oh man, if these squids don't deliver, I am screwed. But they did, and they're great. And we were also able to upgrade Ash. So she kind of got like a sparkly dress and a cool moment, and we added some LN2 effects and things like that. So
good.
So it's a rare opportunity to improve on an attraction after it's already been opened, and I'm super proud of how it turned out.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of weird that it's in Minion Land, like, but okay.
It is
interesting.
Little yellow man paradise.
Yeah, Minion Land, and Sing is the only non-Minion thing. But
so
it's the Illumination Theater. It's part of the family.
Well, and the design of the actual theater, like the queue and the pre-show space, and even the main theater house, there's a lot of Minion touches.
Yeah,
and some you would never even see unless you spent a lot of time looking at them.
What I love is in the actual auditorium, there are these little design flourishes. I'm sure they have names on
frieze.
The frieze on like the pillars and everything that surround the stage, and they're like deconstructed minions. So they look like just like architectural design.
Okay.
But if you look close enough, you realize, oh no, it's a minion head or a minion face,
or a goggle.
Or a goggle. It's actually really clever. It's well done.
But now you're saying that, I'm remembering what I've seen, and I'm just going, oh my god, it is.
It's those little details.
As a big fan of Despicable Me, that land looks awesome. I love the fact that there's little minions all over the place. It's like we kind of equated it to, it's like the minion version of Zeus Landing out in Orlando, and I think. I still believe to this day that Universal didn't realize how big a hit Despicable Me was going to be.
I don't think so.
And I think if they did, they probably would have got something like that in Orlando. I think it looks like, as someone who's a big fan of Despicable Me and who can see it for what it is, I just think it looks a real fun land. And there's a lot going on. There's a lot of kinetics in it. I actually love the fact, and it's obviously a byproduct of the weather in China, that a lot of the areas are inside, and that's going to play into mine and Tracy's favorite land later on, but we'll get there later. But I
mean, Minion Land is really interesting and unique. Is it's not just Minion Mayhem, which we've seen in the other parks before, right? It's the expanded Gru's neighborhood, which they have in Hollywood to an extent, but even more so here. It's the villain con kind of coming to life in that restaurant, which I had the opportunity to help out with some of the propping in there and the costuming and pieces of that. It's really neat. You walk into these kind of, I guess Planet Hollywood kind of comes to mind, right? You walk into Planet Hollywood, you see props and costumes from films, and you sort of get that same feel in the Villain's Lair. You're seeing like these, like the fish gun, and you're seeing, Vector's outfit and El Macho's mask, and it's really kind of cool. And then on the other side, you have Paradise Mall, and both the exterior and the interior, bring that part to life. We've got the big bull's butt from that Despicable Me movie, and we even have, there's over 100 minions in the land.
Wow.
Which is pretty amazing. There's a little pocket park of minion topiaries. That's just kind of a nice place to hang out. And then we have the lagoon, but then there's that pier that comes out from Minion Land, right? And on either side of the pier, we have these little areas of water that you walk over.
Yep.
We've got Brat's boat, and we've got a huge submarine on the other side. So there's a lot of activation happening, just bringing the land and the minions to life. And then in the pier, it's Super Silly Fun Land.
Yeah.
Which is like I have always felt like we haven't been able to realize that part of the first film.
Yes.
I think that's such a cool
Yeah.
and like totally theme park translation, you know,
Absolutely,
like you
yeah.
can translate to theme parks, of course. And so we did it on the exterior. So there's a lighting effect at night that makes it look like the faux kind of coaster that's on the exterior is lit and activated.
Awesome.
And then
Okay.
you still have the coaster on the inside that the ride vehicles are the same ride vehicles that you see in the movie, which I just think
Brilliant.
is like, it's cool details that we haven't
Yeah.
seen from
Yes.
this IP in any other land,
Yeah.
which I think is really neat. Like John Crane, who's the creative director for that land, really took detail to another level in every single window, in every single nook and cranny, and in what every single minion was doing, and it's amazing.
I mean,
Go on, Chris.
I was just saying, having not visited, but just watching the videos,
Mhm.
you can tell there's a lot of detail going on in that park.
Oh yeah,
And like the other thing for me, which, you know, I enjoy the movies. They're great. I love that kind of silly humor that they do, right? So like
Yeah.
I can enjoy that. But
Yeah.
one of the things for me is like the movie is very energetic, and that land just screams
Yes.
energy.
oh
right?
yeah,
It's just nonstop energy. It's like Vegas for kids.
yeah.
And it's I love when a land can bring energy to an area, right? Because
Yeah.
you don't want to go through an area and just like, oh, look around. No, this one kind of like just screams out at you, and it's a lot of fun. It looks like it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I haven't even been there
Yeah.
yet.
I mean, even day to night, like daytime, it does. It's color and it's lit, but at night there's such cool lighting effects. We did a lot of just interesting programming in all the different buildings so that they come to life, not just static lighting at night, which is just neat. It's
Yeah.
very vibrant.
You go back
awesome.
to that submarine, and that's got my
Yeah.
favourite minion in the whole land, the one flipping fried eggs on the side of the submarine. It's hilarious. I don't know why,
Yeah.
it just tickled me.
It's hilarious in the summer, but as soon as it starts snowing, all the minions in
Covered in
bathing
snow.
suits are a little out of context.
I like the one with the sunscreen.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's so cool. I love bits like that. It's like you see something. It kind of annoys me when Universal got all this stuff, and you look at Toon Lagoon that's so dated and Kids Zone, and just put something like that in there. It's just there for it, and it would make such a difference. But anyway,
Yeah.
So something else I want to mention real quick, just as we were on it, is you were talking about the weather and indoors versus outdoors. Kathryn just talked about the pier. I thought one of the most clever and smartest things that they did is they designed the pier to be open air during the summer.
Yeah.
And then be closed during the winter,
Okay.
and then it becomes all indoors during the
Wow.
winter. So
That's
that way
cool.
it changes with the seasons, and it's a really smart way. So that way those attractions can run year round, because inside the pier is the coaster, it is the round ride. It can be nice open air in the summer, and then completely shielded from the elements in the winter.
brilliant.
Well, that's
Yeah.
clever.
That is clever.
I feel like we need that down here in Florida for the summertime when it's brutally hot.
Yeah.
With
I would
air
love
con.
to take some shade.
Yeah. What did we get? Like chili cheese tots there.
Ooh.
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 We got to go. So the food, they were doing trial operations before we had left. So we did get to go to a lot of the restaurants and try some of the food out. And maybe it was
Was it
just
the villains one?
No, we did. Yeah, we had chicken at the Villains. Maybe it was a day you weren't with me
Maybe.
because it was right across from the Illumination Theater. So I think I ran over there and I was like, I'm gonna try some tots.
Yeah, I feel like I didn't eat in the pier.
If you're that close, it's rude not
Yeah.
to.
Yeah, right.
I mean, it was very nice, but the last couple months we were there, while we were getting all the attractions in line, most of the restaurants were functional. So yeah, they were doing trial operations for us,
Nice.
which is why we got to eat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we got to
All
ride
over
a
the
few
park.
things as well.
Cool.
Yeah, it was good.
I think that the Minion coaster was the first thing
Yeah.
I rode.
Yeah, that's the first thing that
Yeah.
we rode. Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
There's a claim to fame. Carrying on our little tour around the park. We're not going to talk too much about this because I'm looking at the videos. It seems very much similar to everything else that's in every other park at
Oh,
Universal.
I wonder
And
what land you're talking
the
about.
Wizarding World of Harry Potter. The only thing that I noticed that seems slightly different, and stop me if I'm wrong, but it looks like Hogwarts is elevated a little bit more. So the video we watched, he was going through the main entrance where it's got the Respect the Spell levels, looking down Hogsmeade Street, but then you
It
can
was called
see
Hogsmeade Street.
Hogwarts above it way more than it I feel like you do in Orlando.
It's
definitely see
bigger.
more.
Is it? I don't-
Hogwarts is bigger.
I hadn't heard if it was any bigger. I feel like
It
the
is.
layout of the street leading to Hogwarts is in a slightly different configuration.
Yeah, this Hogsmeade is the best of all of the existing Hogsmeades.
Really?
Okay.
Yes, so it's actually not exactly like any one singular Hogsmeade that currently exists.
Okay.
So it's like a greatest hits. It has the forest entrance like Japan.
Yes.
It has the stone statue that's similar to Japan. It has the Black Lake, just like Japan has.
Oh, cool.
It has a different bridge than Japan's because it leads to Waterworld.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
But and then the actual layout of Hogsmeade is more similar to the layout in Hollywood,
Right.
where there's a little bit tighter kind of pathways, a little more to explore. There's a few windows that exist that are more similar to Hollywood. The general layout of Hogsmeade was obviously like conceived for Universal Orlando, but in every version that's come thereafter, there's been changes. Some of the wand shop is definitely different. The whole Ollivander's experience is laid out very differently, and some of the retail is slightly changed. But the castle is bigger in China, and that's it's because the steel in China is bigger.
Okay.
So everything is a little bit larger
Right.
than it was. So yeah, you're not wrong. If you're looking at it and it looks bigger, it is bigger.
Yeah, because it gives you that better view of Hogwarts over the top of Hogsmeade Village. I think it looks better than the one in Orlando because you see.
It's certainly more
maybe-
imposing.
I don't know actually, because
Yeah.
obviously you get that reveal in Orlando because you don't really see it walking through Hogsmeade, and then when you come around the corner you see it. Whereas in Beijing, you see it before you hit the top of Hogsmeade.
Yeah.
That was sort of what I was getting at. Is I think that you get more of the reveal here in Orlando, and there, as soon as you enter Hogsmeade, you can see it.
You can see the castle from most everywhere. But it's it is obvious. It's very popular there, and
Of course.
And it does. Everyone was the day they said to the staff that we were going to be able to go to Hogsmeade and that the restaurants were going to be open and Hippogriff was going to be open. Everybody was there.
Of
Yeah.
course.
Like all meetings were canceled. Everyone went to have a butterbeer and stare at the castle.
And why not?
Oh yes, I'm
I know.
desperate to have a butterbeer and stare at the castle. Trust me.
Now, let me ask a question. I don't know if it's just the videos I saw, but are the streets and areas wider?
Yo, they're
Yeah,
massive. They're
yeah.
huge. They look
Yes.
huge from those
Okay,
videos.
I didn't know it was just an optics thing, but yeah, everything looks so much more roomier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The whole park is huge.
Yeah, the
it's
park is
massive. It's the
giant.
biggest park Universal's ever built, and it's so large. There is a lot in the park, but there also is a lot of extra space in order to accommodate larger groups of people. So you're going to see the paths are bigger. There's more area development and transitions between lands. The whole it's kind of a really nice change of pace where things, instead of things being right on top of each other, the whole park just has more room to breathe.
Yeah.
That's good.
And there's just more space and area to roam around in. And I mean, that served us when we were on site because we just got twice as many steps walking around that park every darn day.
Oh my God.
That being said, though, holy crap, those switchbacks. So we watched, I think it was the Jurassic Park, maybe Transformers. There was a couple of attractions we watched the actual queue for, and I'm like, the queues for this attraction, when they are full, are going to be insanely long.
One of them was massive, and then it went upstairs, and it
Oh,
was
yeah,
repeated.
which was that?
Was that Kung Fu Panda?
It might have been.
I think
Yes.
the
Yeah,
Kung Fu
that's a
Panda
little
queue
bit.
is massive.
Huge.
It's
Yeah.
insane how big they were.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they're also tighter. The switchbacks are tighter.
Yes.
Yeah, that's true
Because
too.
people tend to line up single file there, and if there's any available space, then
They
there's
fill it.
no
Okay.
order.
Yep.
So that was actually, I think, a learning from people who had worked on Shanghai Disney
Right.
to Universal Beijing is that the switchbacks at Shanghai Disney are very wide, and it causes a lot of chaos in the line. And so they were trying not to go.
To not
that
give it
route.
that space there for people to go mentally.
Yeah.
Yeah. That makes
Yeah.
sense.
Okay.
But I mean, we were just talking with someone recently about the size of Universal Beijing, and there are so many millions of people within an hour or two drive of
gosh.
Beijing,
Yeah.
that they knew how popular this park was going to be, and so they designed it accordingly to make sure that there was enough room in the queues, there's enough room in the park, and so far that has been the case. I mean, we've been back for a few months now, but just the reports that we get and the photos that we get, they're turning people away, which is great news for the success of the park.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, what, opening day sold out in 5 minutes?
Yeah.
Wow.
Or less. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. It's like 4 million within 30-minute drive and 10 within
it was like
2 hours.
Yep.
It's a lot. It's a lot, and they built new subway lines to accommodate the park. So it has its own subway stop, which in Beijing is critical. You don't drive in Beijing, you take public transportation, and you can get to the park from the city center in 40 minutes, 30 minutes.
Okay.
So it's, I've had friends who've gone since we've left, and they're like, oh my God, the best part is that I don't have to take a Didi, which is their version of Uber, all the way out to the park, even though it wouldn't cost very much.
Yeah.
But
the subway just lets out at City Walk.
Cool.
That's awesome.
That's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right, mental note for when I'm there.
Oh, bugger off.
Yeah. Stay at the hotel, take the subway into town. You can go see everything you want to see.
Yeah. Sounds good to me. Right, more plans sorted.
Yeah.
Okay, we are moving on, and Waterworld is the next land that we happen upon.
I love this. Water World Land.
Waterworld land.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Waterworld, the land. The first time we got to do an actual land based on Waterworld, and it was so exciting. So, yeah, as I said before, Waterworld, it exists in 3 of the 4 other Universal parks.
Which I didn't know that. I thought it was only in Hollywood.
No, Hollywood, Japan, and Singapore.
Okay.
Strangely, Orlando's the only one without one. So
Very jealous.
And it is massively popular, isn't it?
it is.
It's an incredible show.
And it's funny because everyone sort of has that same reaction when I told them what I was working on. So yes, I was the show producer for Waterworld, not just the show, but the land as well. And I was the creative director for the land as well on site. And whenever I would say, oh, I'm working on Waterworld, I would often get that reaction of, oh my gosh, you guys are building another Waterworld. Yeah. And we're like, yeah, we all feel that way. We're all like, hey, who'd have guessed in 2021 we'd be opening another Waterworld? 26 years after the movie came out. But that show is such a huge hit in every park it's in. It is consistently not only the highest rated show in Universal Studios history, it is one of the highest rated attractions in Universal Studios history. Okay. It always gets just the top of the guest ratings. And the park's only been open a couple of months, but guess what's getting amazing reviews and amazing guest ratings? Waterworld. It's a hit, and it always seems to work, whether or not you're familiar with or however you feel about the film. Personally, I really like the film.
Same,
and we just littered the land with nods to the film that most people will never understand, but that's okay. I know it's there, and it makes me feel better.
Yes.
But the show is such a crowd pleaser, and when, years before I even joined the project, I know that the leaders of this project from the China side, they went and visited all the Universal parks, and they were like, we want that Waterworld show. So because every land in this park is its own IP, Waterworld gets its own land. And that was really, really fun.
I think one of the coolest things that we heard recently is that we had like a virtual opening party with, the project team, and some of our leaders that were still there were saying the only mistake we made with Waterworld was not building 2.
Yeah. Yep. Much like the park, they are turning people away from Waterworld every day.
And to be fair, that theater's massive as well.
I was going to ask, is this the biggest Waterworld theater?
It is the biggest one yet. It is 3,500 people can watch the show at any one time. So each one has gotten slightly bigger. I know that USH, they added capacity, and I, don't quote me, but it's somewhere around 2,800, 3,000.
Yeah, it's around that.
And then Japan, I think, was like 3,200, and then Singapore was like 3,300, and we're finally 3,500.
Wow.
And it's no matter how big we build that stadium, they fill it. And the guests love it.
Because who doesn't love a stunt show? Let's be honest. With fire, and if it's a Universal stunt show, fire and water, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and I think the key to that show, because now I'm obviously so passionate about
Yeah.
it. You dedicate a couple years of your life to anything, you're gonna love it.
Yeah.
Darn it. But I mean, you see things in that show you don't see in real life.
Yeah.
You might see in the movies, but like you're just not used to seeing it.
No.
And so those huge boats ripping through that, that water, the jet skis, the jumps, the falls. I mean, we were running rehearsals of the show and it was literally just the cast. Like we didn't have any effects going yet. We were still working on all that. The plane wasn't launching yet. But from the first moment that the first atoller falls off the wall and into the water, oh my God, the crowd went wild. And this was just rehearsal, right? This was just internal people. This was team members.
Wow.
And I was like, oh man, if they love that, wait till they see that plane.
That was kind of amazing. It was like 500 or so people were invited to come out to see Waterworld one day. And we were sitting and watching. And it was just, and it, like I said, it was the bare bones of what the show has to offer. And every single time a stunt was done, it was like the crowd was screaming.
Yeah, the crowd went wild. And again, I was like, oh man, like they love it already. And we still got a lot of work to do.
Wow.
Yeah,
Just wait.
It's weird though, isn't it? Because it's like Orlando have took a lot of those shows out, and I don't just mean Universal, I mean Disney as well. You've only really got the Indiana Jones stunt show at Hollywood Studios now.
Yeah.
Like you used to have Lights, Motors, Action, and then Sinbad at Islands of Adventure, and all of those stunt shows have gone now, and yet you are still talking about a show based on a film that's 20 odd years old still being one of the highest rated shows in the world.
Yeah, absolutely. It's crazy, but I mean it's great to see, and it always works. And yeah, I mean, it was so fun building it. And like Kathrynn was talking about with Sing, you look for opportunities and how to improve it, how to make it better. Our Waterworld looks a little different than every other Waterworld. We tried from a design standpoint to go back to the film to make it look more like the film, from the color palette and just the design overall. Like our seaplane, we painted it to look like the plane from the film. Some of the other parks have done their own thing with it. We tried to bring it back to the movie. And like, just looking for efficiencies. There's a moment early in the show where Helen's on top of this tower and she's fighting off the smokers with this water hose, and there's an explosion and the tower collapses. Well, our tower is the only one that's fully automated. It sets itself back up. And so that makes setting up for the next show that much quicker and easier. It takes less labor. And from a show standpoint, it's the same show. But for us operationally, it just makes it that much easier,
of course,
for us to do. So we look for those opportunities throughout.
There's some, I mean, I hate to be like the lighting person that loves the lighting, but oh my God, the lighting in his show. Yeah. Like I walked in for the first time, and I worked in Hollywood for years. So I have like Waterworld, Schmatterworld. It was right behind my office. I heard it 100 times. But I walked into the venue for the first time after things had kind of been installed and saw just like the fixtures and the way that they designed this venue. And it's the most beautiful Waterworld of all of them. Like it's incredible.
That was the goal.
Good job.
We hope. We hope so.
I mean, the details in the land itself, not even the show. Like if Waterworld was a real thing, you created it, right? That would be. It looks just like it. Like you said, the colors hit it. And I haven't seen the movie in a while, like a long time. But I saw the movie so many times growing up. It was just one of those really cool movies, like just out there. And so seeing this land, like an actual land, is just so awesome. I think from fan perspective.
And the Drifters Cantina is one of those cool themed restaurants I feel like we don't get to see quite as many of anymore.
Yeah. Obviously the show is always a hit, and I'm so proud of it, and I think it looks great. And again, huge shout out to the ride and show team, those engineers who actually made everything work. I just had to say it looks good or it doesn't look good, and then they made it work. So God bless, because I'm so glad they were there to make it happen. But then, to be able to take that theme outside the amphitheater and make that whole land, the queue was so fun. We have our first statue of the Mariner out there in the queue. And, if Kathrynn has her squids, I've got that Mariner statue. I'm so proud of it. It turned out so great. It wasn't my idea. I can't take credit for the idea. That was Brandon Clyley. He did that, he did it before I even joined the project. But the overall art direction of that statue, that was me. I did make sure that he looked as cool as he ended up looking, and I'm so proud of that. To the point where I kind of want to send it to all the other parks and go, hey, you guys want a Mariner your own? now we got the file, and we have a really great production company who built ours, who can build a couple more because he's so cool. But I love that it's a Beijing original now.
Yeah.
And then the queue, and then out into the Waterworld Plaza, and then of course the Drifters Cantina. Being able to do the very first Waterworld restaurant was so much fun.
I bet.
To the point where when people would come to Waterworld and I gave them tours, I would spend so much time in the restaurant, and they're like, "Man, you're so proud of this restaurant." I'm like, "Yeah, it's the first and only one. Of course I am. The show's wonderful. The show's great, but it's the fourth one. The restaurant, it's the only one."
Yeah.
And so, I'm so proud of that restaurant. It turned out so well. It's really cool. And there are nods and details and props and theming just throughout that it turned out so great.
We got to collaborate on something in your land too.
Yeah, yes, that's true. We also have, it's the first Waterworld atmosphere show.
Yep.
The drummers, yes.
The drummers.
Yes, they were awesome. I love percussion groups in a theme park. They're awesome.
Yeah, the Rhythm Drifters.
Yeah, we worked with a gentleman by the name of Dwight Kennedy, who was just a joy, and he was just as passionate about Waterworld as Andy. And the three of us, got to collaborate and produce this atmosphere show to bring the land to life a little bit further and create more of a backstory. And it was kind of it was really neat, just the way it all turned out. I really loved that little show.
It was super fun. And again, first of its kind.
First of its kind.
Which is the fun of it. We love bringing to life old classics, but when you get to do something for the first time, there's a lot of pride in that.
That's that creative part.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's nice to be creative in our creative job.
Yeah.
Of course. For definite, yeah.
Yeah.
As much fun as it is to look at drawings
Yeah.
For definite.
and work on contracts.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to grab a quick ad break, and we will see you in a moment after you've listened to the wonderful tones from Mouse Muggle Travel.
You'll be green with envy if you miss out on seeing the main man himself this holiday season. No, not Santa, but the Grinch, of course. Join all the Who's in Whoville for some mischievous fun at Universal Orlando Resort. There'll be no shortage of fun and fantasy as you take in the lights and sounds that surround you at every turn during this magical time of year. Running from mid-November to the end of the year, Grinchmas celebrations are included with your daytime park admission. Be sure to let the experts at Mouse and Muggle Travel Company take care of all your travel needs. Mouse and Muggle Travel Company will ensure you receive top-rated customer service. Just visit mouseandmuggle.com to fill out a no-obligation quote request or send your request to info@mouseandmuggle.com. Their team can take care of you no matter where in the world you want to go. With a flick of their wand and a little bit of pixie dust, the process will be so seamless that some might say it's simply magical.
Welcome back, everyone, and we are with Andy and Kathrynn talking about the fantastic park in Beijing. Loving every second. So,
Kung Fu Panda Land of Awesomeness is next on the tour.
Right, so Andy, I reached out to you today and I said I think you'd be surprised at the land at this park that Tracy and I would find our favourite, and it is this one by a mile.
Oh my God.
That's amazing. I'm so happy to hear it.
It looks.
It's really beautiful.
I agree with you. I'm somewhat biased in it because the way our project was set up is some of the lands were bundled together, and so Waterworld and Kung Fu Panda were bundled together in throughout the project.
Yeah.
And so I worked closely with the Kung Fu Panda team, and then I actually had a couple pieces of the Kung Fu Panda land. Pretty small, all things considered, but yeah, it's like part of the family, and I think it turned out beautifully. Shout out to producers Brian Kivlin, Michael Souza, creative director Dean Orion.
Yeah.
you know, they did a really fantastic job, and the land is truly just beautiful.
It's that thing. It's like Tracy and I's favorite pavilion at Epcot is Mexico.
Nice.
Is it?
Yes,
That's
it
mine, is it?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, okay, it's mine apparently as well.
Because I love that
Not Japan or China.
out
You know.
that you're indoor but feel like you're outdoor
Oh,
at night.
that element of it, yes.
And that's what that Kung Fu Panda Land of Awesomeness is. It's inside, but it feels like it's nighttime and you're outside.
Well, there
and
was one point where we're
the
like,
lighting
is this
is-
inside or
yeah.
Oh, the
outside?
color
We had to,
visuals are amazing.
Yeah.
we weren't
Yeah.
actually sure whether it was inside or outside at one point. Like, as he switched, is it nighttime? Are we actually outside? It's just gorgeous.
but nighttime, it's stunning by day, and then by night, wow.
yeah.
Yeah.
I was
Why
blown away.
don't Universal do more boat rides? Why is this
I
like
know.
pretty much the only one? Who doesn't love a boat ride? And it's awesome.
People who are
Again,
scared of water?
I love the fact that I don't know whether it's a Universal thing altogether or whether it's just a Beijing thing, but the amount of animatronics in that park were amazing to me because
Yeah.
we've got so used over the last 10 years of seeing screen-based, yet everything in
Yeah.
Beijing was the screen was an enhancement or doing something that they couldn't do physically. But the amount
So
of
well.
animatronics, I mean, we're going to talk about Jurassic World, the ride later. Holy crap. But anyway, Tracy's mind just went when I was watching the video for that.
Yeah.
But this Kung Fu Panda boat ride was amazing. It was awesome.
That's great. I mean, you mentioned the land and the lighting in the land. I wanted to just go back to that real quick because I feel like you'd have to go there to really see how it works.
Yeah.
But in the
Okay,
middle
well-
of the land is this peach tree.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
the peach tree is from the films, and I think it's every 15 minutes or maybe it's every half an hour. There is a projected show on the peach tree, and there are 4 different shows, one for each season. And so I want to say it's every half an hour. So every half an hour, it will be this 2-minute projection show on the peach tree, and it's summertime, right? And then when that happens, the lighting in the entire land changes
Wow.
to summertime lighting.
Oh
Awesome.
my goodness.
And then a half an hour later, it'll be fall. And so the projection show will happen, and then
that
the
is-
lighting of the whole land changes again. So there are 4 completely different lighting designs for each season.
Wow.
So shout out to lighting designer Laura Pano. She not only did Kung Fu Panda, she also did Waterworld. So the lighting that Kathryn was talking about, Laura, superstar. So depending on when you're in the Land of Awesomeness, it's 4 completely different looks.
Oh, amazing.
Wow.
That's
Well,
awesome.
and you could wander around that land for hours and find something new. Like
Yeah,
there's
it's
so
stunning.
much detail in the area development of that land. There's little statues and little vignettes, and
Yeah.
the kids' play area is adorable.
Oh, it's
You-
nice.
Yeah,
Oh, I love
Andy worked on a show in that area too.
Yeah. So I mean, I think this is true of the whole park, but really, Kung Fu Panda, the land is an attraction unto itself
Yes,
because,
Absolutely.
as you guys were getting at, it's so immersive, and because it's self-contained, it's all you can see at any point. And again, it's perfect for winter. So over the next few months, I have a feeling Kung Fu Panda Land of Awesomeness is just going to be what is it you say, Lee? Heaving. It's
Yes,
gonna
it will be heaving.
But yeah, so I mean, because there are 2 round rides. There's a beautiful carousel.
Yes.
That is really great. There's the lantern ride. It's the
Yeah.
Lantern of Legendary Heroes. So much nomenclature. But the
Now say it in Chinese.
oh my gosh, I can't. But the carousel, like they actually created an original character called Master Beaver, who's not in any of
Okay.
the films, but Master Beaver created all of these carousel animals, and so all of
that's
the
cool.
all of the animals that you ride on in the carousel look like they're carved out of wood by Master Beaver. So again, like the level of detail just for a carousel is outstanding. And then, there's a kids play area. And then in the kids play area, there is Po Live. So I said I did a few things for Kung Fu Panda. This was one of the things that I helped produce. And Po Live is a living character show, like Turtle Talk with Crush, or like there is an
Stitch.
interactive character show of Donkey in Singapore.
There's a Stitch one at Paris, isn't there? Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. But Po Live is the next evolution of that living character show because it is a complete motion capture and facial capture system that brings Po to life.
Nice.
Wow.
So the actor is back of house in full motion capture gear, facial capture, and he is just performing as Poe, and the system then translates it out into the venue.
If there's any
And
kids
it's-
listening, by the way, it is really poor. Don't listen to
Yeah,
it.
it's real Poe.
Yeah,
Real Poe.
all of that is just gibberish, gobbledygook. You can meet Poe.
Cool.
But yeah, so that interactive character show we're also really proud of because, again, first of its kind, and it does feel like the next big step in that type of show that we've now seen in different theme parks for years.
Yeah, just it like because Kung Fu Panda, I don't even know whether we've seen all the movies. So we watched like went into watching that vlog of like, oh, it's Kung Fu Panda. I'm sure it'll be cool, and we were just like,
We're blown away.
this land is amazing. It just
Yeah.
somewhere you could just grab something to eat and get a drink and just sit and just enjoy the atmosphere in
It's
that.
just so beautiful.
Yeah, it really is.
You did blow Lee's mind on the section on the boat ride where there's all the bamboo and it's rippling in the breeze, and he couldn't work out how it was.
It's obviously projections on it. I
projection.
was like,
It's
what is
so
going
clever,
on?
but
What
it
is
was-
going on? I'm like, what is going on with those trees? What the hell? I can't figure that
Theme
out.
park magic.
Yeah.
I think you
I mean,
broke
those
him.
those attractions, like you guys were referencing, every trick in the book used together to
Yeah.
bring it to life.
Yeah,
And-
again, full of animatronics, not just screen based. I
And
love
great
that we're
animatronics
heading
as
back
well.
into that as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And some of those figures are really beautiful.
Yeah.
Mhm.
They were being created in tandem with some of the figures for Sing. So I saw some of them more up close than normal, and
Wow.
they're gorgeous. Like the sculpts on them and the hair, the detail. It's really
Yeah.
pretty. Yeah.
Please bring it to Orlando, please.
Yeah.
Well, maybe people are listening.
So moving on, our penultimate area already is Transformers Metro Base.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. So this is I think is really interesting land story. And again, this one was some great colleagues of ours, Scott Verbal, who was the producer for this land, and Gina Schiraldi, who was the associate producer for this land. And it's a really great story that the whole concept is that the land itself is a Transformer Metro base that lives underneath kind of what you can see in the land. And so there's diagrams throughout the land that sort of explain that.
Okay.
And I think I just thought the story for that land, I think, is really unique and interesting. And then they do some different activations throughout the land to bring that up into the area development. There's a lot of motion, just little kind of fans and doodads.
Like on a lot of the area development poles, there are like little tiny transformers on top of them, and some of them are wind activated, some of them are automated.
Okay,
but yeah,
that's cool.
There's just motion and movement and kinetics throughout, and some of it is mechanical, but some of it is just lighting. Some of it is done by the wind. The whole facade of the Transformers,
it's gorgeous.
Battle for the Allspark. The Transformers attraction that we have here in Orlando and many other parks.
Can we please lobby for them to change all the ride names to that, because it's much better than Transformers the Ride 3D.
Fair enough. But even the facade of that attraction, first of all, there are 7 layers to that facade. That's how meticulous and robust it is. But it has all of the little shimmering metallic pieces that just shimmer in the wind, and it gets this great kinetic effect on it. And it's a very simple thing. And then right next to that, you've got the highest res possible LED screen of transforming eye that looks so real. So yeah, and there's nothing wrong with using very old school analog tricks right next to just the latest and greatest technology.
Well, and Bumblebee Boogie is not your average, like it's like a teacup ride, right? But it's not your average just normal teacup ride.
It's so fun.
It's so fun, but there is a huge fully realized animatronic Bumblebee figure that is in the centerpiece of this attraction. And you as you're spinning and moving, you kind of get closer and farther away from Bumblebee, and he's the DJ, and it is it's like being in the presence of Bumblebee.
Cool.
More so than I think you can be in any of the meet and greets that we currently have, kind of around the world. But I was talking to Scott about it today. He's so proud of that bumblebee, and he should be.
Yeah.
It's one of the coolest things in the park, you know, like my squids, like your statue. He's got his bumblebee.
Well, and even the tracks of Bumblebee Boogie. So yeah, the idea is it's Bumblebee as a DJ, and it is the spinny round ride. But there are multiple tracks, and they use a lot of pop music and everything. But they also put in little sound bites from Universal Films.
Oh yeah, that was cool.
And so like. You hear Hooper from Jaws go, "Do you have any better suggestions?" And I think there's one where it's Marty McFly going, "Oh, I guess you guys aren't ready for that yet." Like,
nice.
Yeah,
it's really fun and creative. And I know that we did that throughout the park because so many of us who work there, we love Universal Studios. We love the heritage and the legacy of Universal Studios. And so I know Scott, who again was the producer on Transformers, he feels that way, and so he's the one who put those little Universal sound bites into Bumblebee Boogie. I put a lot of nods to Universal Films in Waterworld. So in the Drifters Cantina, one of the things I'm most proud of is the BGM loop in the restaurant, and all the songs had to do with water or voyaging or being alone, you know. But we made sure that I put in "Farewell and Adieu to You Fair Spanish Ladies" from Jaws.
Cool,
excellent.
As well as "Show Me the Way to Go Home."
Awesome.
I'm tired and I want to go to bed. So yeah, like any place where we could have that, you know, celebrate the heritage of Universal.
Yes.
And even as you walk in to the Drifters Cantina, there's an old console television set, and it's showing old clips of Universal Films amongst static. So it's like a staticky image, but then
cool.
you'll watch long enough and it'll be The Creature from the Black Lagoon, and then it'll go static again, and then it'll be a clip from Jaws. And we had so much fun putting in Easter eggs like that throughout the park.
Yeah.
Nice.
Sorry to go back to Waterworld.
Yeah.
I can't help
No,
myself.
that's
My
cool.
bad.
But yeah, because I remember going into when we heard Transformers Metro Base was going to be a thing, and sort of seeing some of the concept art for it, and obviously seeing the Decepticoaster. Sorry, still horrible name, but it kind of felt like we're going to take Marvel Superhero Island and retheme it. And then watching the walkthrough, I go, it doesn't feel like that at all. Even though it's got two very similar attractions, it doesn't feel like that in the slightest.
No.
Yeah. I mean, they certainly, that whole team, again, I think they did an amazing job of creating, to your point, yes, there are attractions that we would recognize from elsewhere, but to find a new spin, you know, to add additional theming and design to them to really make Transformers Metro Base its own thing. And for as cool as it is during the day, it's even better at night. This is one of those lands that really sings at night. Their lighting design overall is amazing. The lighting that they've got on the facade of the dark ride is really great. But one of the funniest things was when we had started testing the lighting, they sent out photos like to the whole team, you know, and anytime we would have a big milestone, they'd send photos to the whole team, go, hey, look, you know, Flight of the Hippogriff just did its first run with a person or whatever, right? And so when they did the lighting for Transformers, they sent out this picture. They're like, hey, we finally got the lighting on the Transformers going. And they send this picture and all the lights are on, but it's all like rainbow lighting. And I was like, not what I was expecting, but I respect swinging for it, you know, like going big, going different. And we talked to Scott, who was the producer, and he goes, no, that's not how it's going to look. I can't make this. And I was like, no, rainbow Transformers. I'm into it.
Double down. It was cool.
But he's like, no, we haven't actually programmed them yet. We just turned them on.
Transformers Metro Base is also the only location you can meet Windblade.
That's a great point.
Yes, we did see that meet and greet on the video, and I was like, who is that?
So that is Windblade. Windblade is the not the only female Transformer, but she's the first one that we've had as a meet and greet character in the park. So you can meet Windblade, you can meet Optimus Prime, and you can meet Megatron, who, from the reports I'm getting, is one of the most popular things.
He's the biggest
in the park,
hit.
like second to
him.
Waterworld.
Yeah.
It's like Waterworld and Megatron.
Are they the interactive characters like Hollywood or not?
Yes, these ones are modeled after the way that we have done them in Hollywood, as opposed to how we've done them potentially on the
Not
parks.
fair.
Yeah,
we need them.
That's
so they're
good.
pretty incredible.
Yeah,
and I had a great time working with that show director and that cast. Everybody who was super, super into it. I'd say of most of the casts that I'd worked with around the park, that team was like, they were always watching each other's sets. They were always like pretending to be guests like during rehearsal, and they were all super, super into it. So the passion shows through in their performance even now.
Yeah. Well, whenever anything was ready or being tested or in rehearsals, they'd send an email out to all of us being like, hey, come meet Megatron, come ride Bumblebee Boogie, come do this. Come eat tater tots. I didn't get invited to that one.
Someone's a bit salty.
I'll make you some later.
But when it was like, come meet the Transformers, we're like, great. We go out there and we have to pantomime taking photos because no photos were allowed at that point. And they're interactive. So they're trying to talk to us. But for those of us who don't speak the language, we're just like, sorry, nothing, got nothing. So I can only imagine what Megatron was saying to me. No clue.
Yeah.
And it does hit different in Mandarin.
Yes, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So, right. We finally reach our last land, but I do feel it is a biggie. And possibly like the land. Sorry, Andy and Kathryn. But the land. And
it's
that
okay. It's all right. We love it too.
Yeah.
I had to walk through it every day on my way to water.
Jurassic World. Isla Nublar, which, look, not even taking the land into consideration, that ride is amazing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Tracy's face when the Indominus Rex came out and then followed the ride vehicle, she was like, what is going on?
You brought
It is the coolest moment.
Dude. Yeah. So this, everything was being finished at different times and we all had our end dates and we were working towards these end dates. And we all were like, if we don't get to ride that attraction before we leave, we are going to be so upset. Like if I don't ride Minion Mayhem, I'm going to be all right. I can ride it in Orlando.
But we did ride it.
But I'm like, we have to ride Jurassic World Adventure before we leave. And kudos to our leadership. They knew that. The biggest bunch of us were leaving on May 31st. That was our end date as well. And so about a week.
It was about a week.
About a week before May 31st, they got special permission to run Jurassic World Adventure. And it was probably at about 80% at that point, I'd say.
It was pretty close.
It was mostly done. But they let us ride it anyway, because they knew, they just sort of as a thank you to those of us who were getting ready to leave. So it was almost like a little going away party in Jurassic World where we got to ride Jurassic Flyers. We got to ride Jurassic World Adventure a number of times. And the point is that moment. So I had seen ride throughs. we talked to the project team.
I'd gone into the building
what
a few
was
times.
in there.
Yeah.
But still, knowing what was in there and what was supposed to happen, the moment where your vehicle turns and the Indominus comes out and she follows you and she just keeps coming.
Yeah.
So cool.
I was laughing hysterically in pure joy. I was like, they pulled it off. And it is a wow, like you can't believe.
Yeah.
And I mean, we've been giving shout outs along, but one of our dear friends, Becky Dean, was one of the ride engineers for this. And she was living inside that attraction for months.
We only saw her because she would come out of the dark,
to have dinner with us.
To have dinner,
but she and Kyle and Roberto, her other partners in there, they were living with those dinosaurs. And so and much like Andy had mentioned earlier, the way the project's divided into packages. And so Minion Land was lumped in with Jurassic World. So I did get to kind of go in and see sort of how things were coming along. And like Andy said, like just seeing the Indominus Rex when I first walked in and saw the figure for the first time was like, this is incredible.
Yeah.
Like the figures in this attraction are beyond anything I have seen of this scale and this life, like how lifelike they were and everything. And then we rode it and I swear we were just like hitting each other like, oh my God, this is happening.
Yeah.
We're
It's
we're
like-
in the movie.
You look at Skull Island and how crazy people went for Kong at the end of that. And it's impressive, but there's not an awful lot of movement to it. Then you see that Indominus Rex and go, holy crap.
Yeah. I mean, the finale scene,
it's just as good.
It's
Honestly,
just
it
as
is
good.
The finale scene when you come out and you go between the Indominus and the T-Rex is another all-timer, mind-blowing. One of the best dark ride moments in theme park history.
Yeah,
just truly amazing.
Truly.
And Kathryn mentioned our friend Becky, who was one of the engineers on that ride. And got to give a shout out to Dan Jenkins, creative director.
Yeah,
Dan as well. But anyway, so Becky was telling us that, she was talking to her niece or nephew, I can't remember.
One of them.
But one of them, they had to write about a family member in school. And so they said, my aunt lives in China and works with dinosaurs. And the teacher was like, why are you lying? You need to write something true.
Oh, no.
And it's like, no, she literally lives in China and works with dinosaurs.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just love that. It's like, that can't be true. No, this is what we do.
Yeah. And I mean, Andy mentioned Dan, and Dan Jenkins was a creative director for the entire land of Jurassic World. But he was another one who just really detail mattered to him. And when you walk through the queue for Jurassic World Adventure and the media that's playing in kind of the first atrium surrounding the John Hammond statue, there's a lot to see there. And then you walk through these other kind of environments and you're seeing sort of like all those kind of iconic Jurassic World, Jurassic Park sort of moments, the laboratories and the attraction posters. The attraction posters in there are beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
I love stuff
just
like
great
that.
artwork. And not to get off topic, but Hammond's was like him and his art director Dee did an incredible job in Hammond's of adding a lot of that same detail. So Hammond's and Jurassic World are right across from each other. And it's a dual experience that I feel like it has to be done together. You have to eat at Hammond's and ride Jurassic World.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Maybe the opposite order. But
Don't twist our arm that much.
I mean, Hammond's is, we even talked about it. We got married right after we got back from China. But we did say, if we had our way, we could have our reception at Hammond's. That would have worked.
Yeah.
Because it's beautiful, this beautiful upscale, full service dining, right? Themed to Jurassic World. It's so well done. And Dan, again, who is the creative director of the land, he sent out this thing where he was like, hey, one of my proudest moments as the creative director from Jurassic World is that I got Chilean sea bass put on the menu to Hammond's. And that's how I knew we'd be friends, because that level of detail, that he fought that battle, huge high five, because if you remember from the very first film, that's what they have for lunch.
Yeah.
I'm just in case anybody doesn't know, don't get the reference, but I was like, yes. So yeah, it is literally John Hammond's Chilean sea bass on the menu. Kudos to Dan Jenkins.
And we mentioned the dessert, which like I still have dreams about. It was like an egg.
It was a dinosaur egg.
It was a dinosaur egg, and you cracked it, and it was like you cracked it open, and it was this like mousse.
Yeah,
but there were these these meringue like bones inside of it.
Ooh,
Like
cool.
Wow.
We have to send you pictures.
It's a white chocolate dinosaur egg, full of like hazelnut mousse.
Yeah,
but in like cookie crumble dirt with little meringue dinosaur bones.
Yes, please.
Wow, it's both beautiful and
you
delicious.
had me at meringue dinosaur bones.
Yeah.
Girl.
It's great.
But I mean, you even talk about the secondary attraction, Andy, you mentioned there, Jurassic Flyers, for just like, it's obviously like the next evolution of the Pteranodon Flyers in Jurassic Park in Orlando. But it's like a different ride system again, and it's quite fast for just like a daft little sort of secondary attraction. But I think it looks like it packs a decent punch.
It's a Mack ride system or Mock ride system out of Germany, and there's a similar ride system in Europa Park for a different attraction.
Arthur and the Invisibles, I do believe.
Yeah, I had, being right next door all the time, I had seen this ride cycling over and over, and I was like, it's not that fast. And then we rode it for the first time, and I swear the whole time I was screaming my head off, like, I didn't think it was gonna be like this. But it's one of the most fun rides I've ever ridden. Like, it's just a fun kind of, like, the movement of it is really smooth.
It's a really nice balance as like a family coaster where it's not so intense that, certain family members wouldn't ride it, but it's not boring either.
Yeah.
Like it's a good level of thrill that it's really fun, but more people can ride it. And there's onboard audio, so you can enjoy Jurassic World music as you ride, which is a big plus for me.
You get to fly through the waterfall of the main mountain.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because there's the huge mountain, the Jurassic World mountain with the waterfall.
The land's gorgeous as well.
Yeah. So this one's not age restricted?
No, it is. There is a height
restriction.
There is a height restriction, but
It's not
Again, they
Pteranodon.
just found the right balance of thrill versus accessibility, so more people could ride it.
And it's located inside the aviary, which is the children's play area.
Yes.
So it's sort of like centralized as sort of an all ages kind of zone. So there's a treehouse type climbing.
Yeah, there's a
sort of
climbing
thing.
structure.
There's a quick service food in there.
Because
and
that's all
there's,
inside as well, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, it's all inside as well. Yeah. So it was definitely somewhere you could go in the winter.
Yeah.
And it wasn't too cold.
But again, it makes sense to put it in the aviary from Jurassic World. So it's like it's that thing of like, we need to put it inside because of the weather, but how cool is this that we can actually theme it to something you've seen in the movies?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And then I guess the last thing there is Raptor Encounter.
Oh, yeah.
Which was another attraction that I got to, or another entertainment venue that I got to work in, which it's an elevated version of what's offered in Hollywood as far as the meet and greet with the raptor, where there's a full-size raptor that comes out of the paddock and you can see legs, tails, and all.
Okay.
This was a purpose-built venue for that meet and greet, which is I thought was pretty
well
neat.
I think that's the coolest thing about this raptor encounter is that it is built almost as an attraction with its own venue. It has the great raptor statue at the entry. Yep. There's
similar
multiple
to
paddocks.
Velocicoaster.
Yeah,
it's the same statue that Velocicoaster has with the four raptors. And there's like fun things to look at and read about each of the raptors along. And then we also had the baby raptor that started in Hollywood as well. That is in Beijing, and that's always fun just because it looks so good. Like it looks so real, and to kids
because it is.
Yeah, and just
it's as
beautiful.
real as Poe.
Yeah, but it is a really beautiful land. That team did an incredible job of bringing to life that part of the film.
Yeah, I mean, you all know this, but Jurassic Park, Jurassic World is one of my favorite franchises. So in order to get from our offices, I had my route to get to Waterworld, and it was through Hollywood, through Jurassic World, and then backstage into Waterworld. So to be able to literally walk through Jurassic World every single day and just see the progress, see what they were doing, it was always fun. Made that walk a little easier.
It was a convenient meeting place for us for lunch too, because it was right in between Minions and Waterworld. So you'd be like, "Cool, you want to get lunch in Jurassic today?"
And why not?
I think just overall the park looks amazing. It's one of them. Like you look at for people living in the US, if you're if you frequent Orlando, you look at Hollywood and you think there's not really much incentive for me to make that trip over to Hollywood because 90% of that park's the same. The only reason you really go into Hollywood is for the tram tour, but then you look at Universal and Waterworld, right?
Right too. You tell him.
And then you look at Beijing. You look at Japan and go, it's pretty similar to what's already in Orlando. Singapore, a little bit different. But then you look at Beijing and go, yes, there's things there that I can visit in the States, but everything else is so different. And it's a park that really, I think, once travel opens up fully, I think you'll probably see a lot of US visitors and maybe even beyond making that pilgrimage over there because I genuinely believe that it's worth that effort because it looks like such a different Universal park.
Yeah. Doesn't feel like the same park.
No. Exactly. Yeah. I completely agree with that. I think that, I think all the Universal parks are certainly worth visiting, but I think that Beijing, there is so much new. And even as to your point, even if it's an attraction you've ridden before, like Transformers or Minion Mayhem, the surrounding lands to those attractions are so unique to Beijing that they're still worth the trip. So I think there are a lot of great reasons to visit. And for people who are Universal fans, I don't think they would regret visiting.
No.
Yeah, it's great to walk around a park and feel fully immersed in a land, Yeah. And I think that obviously Hogsmeade and Diagon Alley, you get that, but in Orlando, that's not always the case. No. There was attractions and then things were built kind of around those attractions that filled up the land, but these were purpose-built immersive lands that have an e-ticket and a smaller ride and a family attraction and dining and and the area development was built to kind of bring you into that world that it really feels different in every land that you go to. And like Andy said, the transitions between the lands are really unique and interesting too.
Yeah.
You know, they were really thought about. It's a strange transition from Minions to Jurassic, but there's a Cro-Magnon minion there that is in between the lands that like everybody kind of thought about, like, okay, we'll put this here so it doesn't just feel like I'm walking from Jurassic to Minions. Like there's sort of a transition. And then when you're walking Potter to Waterworld, there are those food carts that are sort of somewhere in between a Potter and a Waterworld theming. And you've gone from this, then you go from this forest into this, you know, sheet metal area. And it feels like a good transition. The bamboo between Waterworld and Kung Fu Panda with all the different pandas in it. Like there are transitions between all of the lands. It's really unique because you don't get that in other parks that have immersive lands. I don't feel like either. You know, you get a marquee of a land and there you are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yes, we have land marquees, but there's sort of a lead up to each one of them. You know, there's sort of a thought process that takes you from point A to point B.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Now I miss it. Now I want to go back.
Sorry.
I just want to go.
Yeah, me too.
Good.
Well, thank you very much for coming on and sharing all your memories and all the great stories you've got. It's gone so fast.
It's nice for us to take a step away from talking Orlando all the time and look at something a little bit different.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, it's so rare, and we've said this a lot. Like, it's so rare to have the opportunity to build a brand new theme park,
Yeah.
and so we're so grateful for that. And then, to be able to do it halfway around the world in a whole new culture, it certainly came with its share of challenges and learnings. But now that we're on the other side of it, and we have survived it, and the park is as amazing as it is, we're so proud of it. And like you just said, man, it went fast, which maybe certain days it didn't feel like it was going fast.
That's true.
But again, now that we're through it, those 2 years in China feels like they flew by, and now there's a whole new theme park there. When we got there was just a lot of dirt
And metal.
The pictures I have from my first day on site versus my last day on site are truly drastic.
Yeah.
I can imagine.
I bet. And now we await the next new theme park.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. We all sure are. We'll see if the next few years go just as fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope so, because I cannot wait to see what Epic Universe is going to be.
That's true.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've thoroughly enjoyed this.
Good.
show.
Us too.
And
it was really fun.
I am definitely going.
Yeah, we know.
Yeah, whatever. I'm good. While I'm over that way, I'm going to the others as well. So
Yeah, Singapore's
have
not a million
passport.
miles away. Is it?
May as well go. Rude not to.
Yeah.
Do the tour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We love Japan too. Like Universal, we got an opportunity to go there, and you saw everything. We've been
I'm very grateful. I've now done the Universal Studios worldwide tour. I've seen all parts.
Wow.
I did have a week where I had been to Japan, Hollywood, and Orlando in 1 week.
Wow.
That's nice.
Yeah.
In a week.
Yeah, last year we did Halloween Horror Nights in Orlando, Hollywood, and Japan.
Nice.
Yes, we did.
And we just needed to do Singapore. We were like
bingo.
so close to pulling off 4 in 1 year, but
That would have been cool.
darn it. Yeah.
Someday.
Goals for the future.
Yeah. Okay, then that is going to do it for another UUOP. And we'll close out the show just like we always do with another listener submitted Universal is. Except this one isn't quite a listener submitted one, is it? This one comes from Andy and Kathrynn themselves, of course. All you have to do if you want to be involved is let us know what you think Universal is in 3 words or less. And you can send that on email, Facebook, Instagram, anywhere you know where to find us. Just get them to us. But for this week, Andy and Kathrynn, if you please, give us yours.
Well, we each did different ones.
Okay.
Good.
Okay, good. I mean, the first one we were going to do, which is
Yes.
Universal is paying our bills.
Yes.
You don't hear that one very often.
No.
I didn't know if that was what you were going for.
I mean, if that's what you want to give, I would have taken it.
That's our joint one. There
That's
you go.
okay. That's
Okay, yeah,
that's the
I'll
very
allow that.
practical one.
Universal
and we're
is
grateful.
paid for our house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But for the more fluffy aspirational ones.
Yeah.
You want to go first?
Sure. Mine is Universal is Epic Worlds Realized.
I like that one.
Wow.
And I don't know if you've gotten this one before, but I'm going with it anyway. Mine is Universal is changing the game.
We have not had that one. That is a good
two
one.
fresh ones.
Yeah. I like those.
Take that.
Awesome.
That's going to do it. Thanks, everyone. See you next time.
Guess that wraps things up for another unofficial Universal Orlando podcast. You guys did all right. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and Pinterest, keyword UUO Podcast. Listen and subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, or anywhere podcasts are found. You can find our blog at uuopodcast.com. Send us your spews, which Lou gets your poo recordings, questions, or comments to podcast@uuopodcast.com. Check out our friends, the Theme Park Duo, and our awesome sponsors, Mouse and Muggle Travel Company. So, until next time, don't give up your day job. Say cheese. See you later.